All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. This early Saturday morning, guys. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your Juneteenth festivities. I know they started last night. I'm gonna go to the event today. Take Manson, my son, to it. So hopefully, you guys are having fun. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Guys, go to dynastymir.com, sign up for our email list. Also, make sure when you go to dynastymir.com, check out the books, check out the shirts, grab a shirt, grab a book, grab some merch, grab some Dynasty Mirror merchandise, you guys, when you go to dynastymir.com. We have a special guest this morning. Brother Mezonic, our Liberian brother, is here with us. And we're going to talk about music, business opportunities in Liberia. And, because of Liberia's history, should Black Americans focus on Liberia? I know Black Americans right now, the focus and the energy towards Ghana. But with our history, should we shift that focus to Liberia? So, Brother Mezonic, go ahead, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mezonic. I'm an international artist, songwriter, and producer, and also a music manager here in Charlotte. Um, that's on the entertainment side. Of course, professionally, I do have a career. I went to school for electronics engineering and later on IT and business. So, basically, I'm here to talk about some of my projects and things. But back to your question, Dynas, as
Well,
far as
let's do this, brother. Go ahead and talk about your projects first. All right, well,
okay,
it's up to you. We can talk about your projects first, and then we can get into the question
now
and answer.
let's get into the discussion, and we'll talk
Okay.
about my projects last. We'll
Okay.
try
Go
to
ahead.
do it that way. So as far as the discussion with Liberia, having a history with the U.S. and especially Black Americans, I personally feel like Black Americans, they should connect with Liberia in some way. However, this is a new day. Africa is a huge continent, and Liberia may not be the place for every single Black American. Like a
Right.
person who already has a lot of money, they have businesses set up on this side, and they're just looking to expand their business. They might want to expand in Liberia, but they will also find greater success in a country like Nigeria, where the population is a lot larger. So I can't just tell all Black Americans to settle or just focus on Liberia. I would tell them for historical purposes, they should be able to at least go there and visit the place because their ancestors are, I mean, they share the same kind of roots with their ancestors from Liberia. So I would say just at least visit the place and see if that's somewhere you want to maybe do business or even relocate sometime in the near future.
Now, guys, I was just in Liberia this past December. It's a beautiful country, you know. And I would definitely, and it has just the potential. I went to there's a Hotel Africa, there's Hotel
Right,
Africa, and
right.
there's the Dukar, the Do,
Du-
help
Yeah, it's
me, Dukor,
called Ducor
Dukor
Hotel.
Hotel. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just that we at one time there was these beautiful 5-star resorts, just absolutely beautiful. But because of the Civil War,
right.
now they're just
I mean, they're working on other resorts. I think they have a few there right now. The Bob Johnson
yeah,
Resort, what is it?
Bob Johnson, RLJ.
RLJ, yeah, RLJ
Yeah,
Resort.
but
They
he
have
doesn't.
some.
But he doesn't own it anymore. It's owned by a guy named.
Right. I mean, he sold it. He's a business guy, so he's gonna do those types of deals like how he did with BET. Most business people, you build the opportunity, you let people know about it, it becomes popular, and sometimes you sell it and move on to other things. That's how some people do. Some
Mhm.
people rather just keep the business and maybe have family members run it or friends or whatever. But some people just build a business, branded, make the name big, and then they sell it off. So It seemed like he's that type of person because it seems like he's always doing different types of businesses. So, it is what it is. But yeah, he started it, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely. What other opportunities are um,
I
available?
mean, yeah, for Liberia is wide open. Like literally anything you want to do, you could get it popping off in Liberia. It's a wide open market, literally. But for me personally, because I'm living here and I'm not gonna be able to be there all the time, the things I'm looking into will be real estate and farming. Farming because my parents they have more than 1,000 acres of land in Liberia.
Right.
So yeah, and it's cheap to farm. Like I think I even spoke to you before on one of your other segments, one of your other shows, and I talked about how my aunt she wanted us to farm on 50 acres of land, and you wouldn't be. I'll just ask you, how much do you think she charged me for us to start a farm on 50 acres? I want to ask you.
How
Just
much?
take a wild guess. Huh?
At $2,000
No, $500.
to start farming on 50 acres of land.
Yes, and the type of farm that I'm interested in is cassava. The cassava plant. I know you've eaten cassava leaf before,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
but a lot of people who don't know about cassava. Cassava is a very very good plant. So basically, you could eat the roots, and the roots you could turn it into fufu, as you know. Have you? I know you eaten fufu before.
Of course.
So you could turn a cassava root into fufu. You could turn it into we call it gari or farina. Is Have you eaten that before? Gari?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've eaten just
Yeah.
about every African dish you could think of.
Okay. So, but I'm just gonna speak for people who don't know about it. So gari, you could eat it like kind of like cereal,
Hmm.
mix it with milk and sugar, and basically eat it like that. You could also cook gari into like a porridge. So for babies, they could eat that like it'll be like cream of wheat. It,
Right.
it tastes
Oh,
somewhat
yeah.
like cream. It tastes somewhat like cream of wheat or grits or something like that. So you could actually cook it like that, and eat it like a porridge. You could also get ethanol oil from cassava. I just found that out recently, actually, Donna. Like ethanol, the ethanol gas, you could get it out of the cassava plant as well. So, and then the leaves are edible as well. So this one plant, you could make fufu, you could make GB, which is another type of kind of starchy fufu dumpling like food that we make. You could make several types of food just from cassava. So my focus to start out, anyways, with the farming project would be on cassava, and I'm gonna try to later on do some research about the ethanol oil and how I could actually manufacture that. But I'm gonna start with cassava and just process and sell the greens and the root. So basically, that's what I want to start with. And I already have the land to do that, and I'm also looking for investors. So people who are interested in becoming a part of this thing, feel free to contact me and we, could discuss that further. So, but apart from that, I mean, Donna, Africa is open to everything. My cousin is over there. He's farming, and now he's doing animals. I mean, he's been doing all types of crops like tomatoes, peppers, and this and that, and they take it to the main markets. So after the harvest, they put it in the pickup truck and drive to the main markets and sell it to the ladies who sell in the market. So he's been doing that, and the guy, he's a retired veteran. He gets like what they get, like the bill or
Yeah.
something.
The benefits. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they get benefits, but he gets that constant flow of income for the rest of his life. They're
mhm.
putting that money in his account, and he's farming. I mean, he's doing farming in Liberia, and that's what he's surviving on. And he's doing well. He's doing well. So, like I would say, a lot of Black Americans, if you want to go to Africa, especially especially places like you don't have a lot of money to invest, maybe farming should be the way you should look. Now, you could do things like nightclubs and all this stuff. It would just be a little bit more pricier, you know.
Yeah, not a little more pricey, but yeah, that would be
Well, I
definitely
mean,
a little more
it
pricey.
wouldn't be that bad compared to doing it here. You know, for instance, like I bought a whole DJ set for maybe around $2,000, like a
Mhm.
whole set. And that set, you could, I mean, computers and everything, you could use that set to literally play in a nightclub, and you'll enjoy the sound quality, right? So the only other thing you will have to do is set up the bar and find the building, of course, first, set up the bar and all of that. So, you know, it might not cost you as much as doing it here. That's what I'm talking about. If you were to do that project here, you know it's gonna run you close to like 50,000 plus. You
Right.
know, it's just how it's gonna be. But down there, you could do it for a meager between 5 to about 10,000, depending on the building that you renting and all that type of stuff. So
Let me read this super chat real quick. Shout out to Lewis Luck. Thank you for the super chat. What is the general feeling amongst Liberians about Black Americans considering the Americo situation?
I mean, right now Liberia is kind of like on a rebound of peace. So a lot of people don't really care too much about the
Right.
whole tribalism thing. Seriously, like people
I'm gonna
over there,
say this, like Liberia and Sierra Leone, you have like a fusion, like a tribal fusion,
right,
because of the history of American
right,
Black American influence or African American influence. The local tribes, like it's all one fusion now. So
right. Right now, Dinah's right now, people are just focused in Liberia, especially about business. A lot of people just want to do their little business, make money, take care of their families. A lot of people not too into the tribalism situation. Now, there are people who will grumble about the current government
right.
because they don't like maybe the way how things are being ran, and
But
that's
who voted for him? Who voted for Weah? Who voted for him?
well, I mean, it's the mass majority of the people that voted for him. But the
Right.
point I'm trying to make is that, you're going to always have people who would grumble about this. Even when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was president, you still have people who grumbled about what she was doing. You
Mhm.
know, you're always going to have people who would make noise and bring a little bit of confusion about how the country is being run. So that's normal, man. I mean, as far as that, I'm not even going to worry about that situation because that's normal. But as far as people going to the lengths of trying to start a war again in that country, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Like Liberians, I'm pretty sure Liberians are way past the whole war situation. We know how bad it gets when you have a war. Almost every family is affected in a way that you're going to have somebody from your family passing, if a war happens. That's just normal. Just like look at the coronavirus. A lot of people here have gotten affected in one way or another. People
Right.
got sick. Even you got sick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people know people who have passed from the virus. So imagine a war. And during the Liberian Civil War, we lost over 200,000 people, man.
I believe.
Yeah. So the numbers, I mean, we lost over 200,000 people. We
I mean, that's
probably,
because what's the population of Liberia? Like maybe 3 million people, even that.
well, like before the war, it was around 4 million. So right now, I would say it's probably between 4 and 5 million people. So we lost 200,000. We probably ended up losing another million to as far as people who were displaced, people who actually left the country. So it's a war situation. Liberians are not thinking about that. But
Right.
let me just talk briefly about the other countries.
What?
So I would say when it comes to Africa, Black Americans just need to pick a country, connect with people who are from that country right here in the States, pick a country and go and visit. That's
Right.
it. Go
I
and
agree.
visit. Yeah, just go there, put your feet on the soil, see what the place is about, connect with the locals, don't go there and be so proud and not try to even connect with the locals, because it's good to talk to those people and see what the country is about. Now, if you find yourself in a French speaking country, then that's a different thing, because you can't really speak the language. So you're going to have to rely on your interpreter. But other than that, just connect with the locals, see what the country is about, see what it is to start a business. And I think you'll be fine. You know, there are so many countries that like Black Americans could assimilate in directly, like a place like South Africa, for instance. You know, it's almost like here or Europe, you know. So you're not really going to be missing much, and really, like, you're not going to be missing much. But a place like Liberia, if you want that, if you want to live good in Liberia without having to depend on the public water or public electricity, you're going to have to do things like solar energy. You're going to have a backup generator. You're probably going to have to do the reservoir system.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. They got it all through Nigeria too. So the reservoir system, a lot of people don't even know about that. You might
Oh, you
have
can
to.
do what's it underground? Not a well, but what's it called?
Yeah,
A borehole.
like a what?
Borehole.
Okay. Is it like a well?
For the water, yeah. They go deep into the borehole. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna have to do those things to have constant power, constant electricity. But as far as you having a satellite, they do have it there, you know. So those things you're gonna have that, you know. But I just encourage them, Black Americans, to just travel to Africa. Don't be afraid. Do quick research on places that you could go and really, you know, enjoy yourself and go. You know, yeah.
Now, as far as the right now, like when I was in Liberia, I noticed a lot of Lebanese own, businesses.
Right.
What's like is that the case? Like for the majority of Liberia, like what are your thoughts on that?
No, right now, actually, Liberians are really getting involved in business even more. Like before the war, you had more Lebanese Indians that was doing all types of businesses in Liberia. And that's because our people, for some reason, our people, the way how the country was started, the natives felt like they had to become educated and get in government to become successful. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying the mass majority of the natives, that was their feeling, like, okay, I have to go to school, I have to get this education, I have to work for the government to live a good life, you know. And because of that, prior to the war, a lot of our people were not just involved in business. Now, on the other hand, a lot of Liberians have traveled all around the world and have survived on businesses around the world and seen how other people do. So now you have a lot of people who are passionate about things. Business is just something if you're passionate about something enough, you should be able to start a business with that. And even here in America, right now is the best opportunity for us here to start businesses as well.
Right.
You know, you have two websites that literally you could use, and whatever business you have could literally jump off, and that's eBay and Amazon. Mm-hmm. If you're selling things, you should be on either eBay or Amazon. And if you're not selling on eBay or Amazon, you should really be asking yourself, why am I not doing that? So yeah, but as far as Liberia with business, now a lot of Liberians are involved in business. Even in a place like Nimba, I heard, and that's where my parents are from. In Nimba, basically, most of the people who own businesses are people from Nimba. Mm-hmm. Young people like us from Nimba, you know, they are the ones who own the big stores that sell like all types of stores. They sell everything from tires to like car parts to food business, wholesale food. They own that. I think they only have 2 Lebanese people in the whole Nimba County, like 2 or 3 in the whole Nimba County that's running businesses there. So that just goes to show you Liberians are actually doing business.
That's good, guys. Make sure you hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe as well. Also, go get your shirt. Africa is the future. Go and copy your shirt, you guys. Please support Africa is the now. Africa is the future. Go to the merchandise store here on YouTube. You'll see it. When you watch the playback, you'll see the shirts on the bottom of the videos. And then go and buy your book on Amazon. Or to make it simple, if you go to dynastymir.com, go to dynastymir.com. You'll see the links when you scroll down to where you can purchase the shirts and the book. So please, guys, go and hop on that and buy some shirts, buy some merchandise. I got the merchandise. Go and buy it. Let's see here. Yeah, if you want to, we can go ahead and get into your Mezonic.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I've been involved in music since 2005. I put my first album out 2006. And the album is actually called Liberia, What's Left. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, my album is called Liberia, What's Left. The first album that was released in 2006. But, you know, I started as a hip hop artist, predominantly hip hop, and now my focus has been on Afrobeat. I still do some hip hop, but the focus again is on Afrobeat music. So the last album I released was back in 2018, and it's called Carnival. This is a full album, not compilation. I just put out a compilation, by the way, but the full album is called Carnival, and I have 3 videos supporting that album. The song is called Kelly Willie Love. I know you ate Kelly Willie, right? In Ghana, did you try that?
I'm not sure.
Kelly Willie is the plantain, the spicy plantain.
I might have. I've had plantain. Yeah, okay. Well, I had spicy plantain. I just don't remember. Yeah.
So the spicy plantain is called Killer Willie. But I have a song and a video called Killer Willie Love, and another song called Da Level. Da Level just means that's level, but you know back home we kind of just cut it short, so we say Da Level. And then I have another song and video called Pledge, Leave My Foot. It's a long Liberian phrase, but it just means, you know, you like to have fun. So basically, yeah, that was on that album. I just put out a compilation called African Dance compilation. I put it out in November, but I just added some of my songs to it from that Carnival album, and you can find it on Amazon. It's called African Dance Compilation, Mezonic Entertainment. And the latest project that I've been working on is the radio station app. And thank you so much for blasting that for me.
And I got you on a couple more, you know. So no.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, but the radio station app is what you call it? It's the latest project. It took a while for me to do that. I've actually been on that platform for a long time. The Django platform that has the radio station app. But I didn't really take it seriously, and some just told me, "Look, check Django out," because I always wanted to do a radio station, but I didn't want to be stuck in a studio having to be on the mic all the time. I just wanted people to hear good music, and this thing is a 24-hour music app. You could be any part of the world as long as you have a good network or Wi-Fi. You're good. You could access it from any part of the world. But it's on Django.com/music/Mezonic, or you could access it from my website. That's mrpellc.com/Mezonic Radio. So it's spelled MEZONIC as you see under here. So I hope you guys go there and download the app. Enjoy some good. It's like more than 1,000 songs in the database. So you got every artist from Tupac to latest artists like Cardi B. So everybody's in there.
Guys, if you guys have any questions and you want to call in, again, if you have any questions and if you want to call in, shoot me an email and you could call in and ask your question. Again, we are going to start taking some questions. Again, call in. Shout out to my future sister-in-law, Susan, for the super chat. My future sister-in-law, Susan. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for donating to the church early this morning for early morning service. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, go enjoy your Juneteenth today. Irene, I can't answer your questions about Kenya. We're not, that's off topic. So guys, again, go and enjoy your Juneteenth this weekend. Go enjoy it, you know. It's just, you know, it's weird, guys. And me and Kyla, we're gonna talk about this tonight. Juneteenth literally got popular overnight. So I remember, like, this excitement we have now was not here these past years. Now I'm seeing people all on their timeline, happy Juneteenth, who, I mean, they weren't even talking about Juneteenth. So I don't know if this is sincere or it's just was popular or trending or a fad. So we'll, you know, me and Kyla, we're gonna talk about that tonight. Let's see here. Thank you for your quality services and product. Random Human, did you buy a shirt or did you buy a book? I don't know about it. Did you buy a shirt or buy a book? Let's see here. So, brother, when are you going back to Liberia?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had plans on going this year, but as we see, right now, I'm not gonna go over there because, I mean, even when things open up, I want to wait for a little bit. I'm never one of those people to be the first on the plane kind of thing. So I'll wait for a little while, make sure it's some real sense of normalcy. And as far as people being like people in Africa dealing with that disease, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about like the travel situation, because once they open up things, you're gonna have people coming from Europe and everywhere going back into Africa, and that could be kind of scary. So I'm gonna wait for a little while. Hopefully, by the grace of God, maybe sometime next year. I do have an artist that I'm working with in Liberia as well. So, you know, I like to go there and see what he's up to. Because I have my brother that's working with him, kind of like an assistant, helping him out. So, yeah, but other than that, you know, I'll just wait sometime, hopefully next year.
Let's see here. Let me see if I got any emails.
Are you planning to go to Nigeria this year?
Yeah, I'm rolling. Yeah, I'm rolling. So I plan on being Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Liberia this year.
This year? Oh wow.
Yeah. Because the tour is still on for Sierra Leone in December.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's still on, but we don't know how that's going to play out. But when I was going to go to Sierra Leone, I was going to hop on over to Monrovia.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, man, that's got to be expensive, man. I don't know. Are you like finding like cheap deals on flights or something? Because I mean,
I find cheap deals, and then I was working in corporate America, so I had some money saved up. But I gotta, guys, go buy some products, okay? Put it like, go and buy some products, you guys. If you're watching this, you need to go buy some products. So,
how much are your books, man? Like, are they like 20 something?
The books are $12.99.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely support that, man. I'll support that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. So go cop some books. So let's see here, guys. If you got any questions, please send the email so I can let you on and you can ask your question. Let's see. Is Liberia a good place to have a boat building company?
A what?
Boats building company.
Like a boat? Yeah. Of course, it's a good country to have that. Why? Because Liberia is surrounded by water. I mean, we do have Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Ivory Coast that's bordering the country, but the southern side is all water, and then you have several rivers all through the country. So that like building boats, that would be a great business. I mean, and I don't even think they have that many companies out there. They might be building canoes, like little, canoes, but not big boats. So yeah, it's a wide open country, man. Like for business, and the fact that you could go there and kind of relate to American Liberians and even just people who have lived here before. I think is a really good place to go and establish business.
And,
Go ahead.
and I think acquiring citizenship isn't as hard as Ghana,
Right,
right?
right. Citizenship. I don't think we do dual citizenship. I don't think Liberia does that.
I think that they do. Hold on, let me look it up. I
I
think they
think
do.
it's something that they're working on. It's still not set in stone as of yet. It's not set in stone, but it's something they're working on. But we don't have dual citizenship. But you could definitely go there and become a citizen. I mean, it's ways around things, right, Donis? You should know that.
Listen,
You know,
nullifying dual. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're. Hold on. Senate approved dual citizenship. New election date.
yeah. I mean, it's still not set in stone all the way. I mean, it's
Mm.
something they're working on. They're working on it, but it's not something that's already like accepted and already passed as a law. So but again, you can still go there and find your way around things. Man, this is Africa we're talking about. You can find your way around things and still become a citizen. You might have to make a few changes, and I'm not gonna get into that. Like if it's something you're interested in, go over there and try to figure it out yourself. I'm not gonna talk about that because it might not be as legal as most people are comfortable with. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it's ways around it. If you want to be a citizen of any African country, is ways around it.
And somebody said, "Let me go buy your book." Yeah, man. If you guys are watching this, you have not bought a book or a shirt. You need to go buy a book or a shirt.
Right.
If you
So
haven't bought,
your shirt business, is it like a drop shipping business or?
it's drop shipping. It's drop shipping.
Oh, okay. So you don't have product on you, like
No,
what you.
you just go online, order, and they ship it directly to you.
It's the same with the book too.
Same with the book. Yeah.
Oh wow, wow, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Wow,
Yes,
that's
sir.
awesome.
Yeah, but
I do have a like drop shipping with the. Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. So
go. Let me grab my charger. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me grab my charger. My laptop's going there. Go ahead and grab
okay,
it.
so for those of you, I do have product. I have CDs and everything, but I need y'all to go on Mezonic Radio, go on my website. That's MRPELLC.com. If y'all want me to spell it out, that's M for Mike, R for Ron, P for Paul, E for Edwin, L for Larry, C for Charlie.com/Mezonic Radio. MEZONIC as it's spelled, radio. If you go on that website, you'll see things like this. I have boom boxes, t-shirts, and everything. Make sure to support this boom box. I have two in stock, and it's pretty good. It's Bluetooth. I play music from it from my radio station. It's a 24-hour radio station. Please download my app, and if you go on there, just enjoy music. I mean, you could be in your home just partying all day long, or if you have friends over, you don't have to be exchanging CDs and all that stuff. I have everything. The station is skippable. So if you go on the app, you don't like a song, just hit the skip button, until something plays that you like, and I'm pretty sure you'll like something. I don't think you're gonna be skipping too much, but when you go on there, please make sure to get my products. I have t-shirts, headphones, earpieces, I mean earbuds and everything, and then of course I have my album and stuff on my website. So or if you want to search for my music, just search Mezonic Music on Google and it'll give you like all my different links. So
Yes, sir. So let's see. Let me see if we got any emails, and then if not, we'll go ahead. Here we go. Let me Great African. I'm about to see the link right now. All right, Great African. I sent you the link. So we'll wait for Great African to to call in.
Okay.
And guys, make sure you hit that like button as well. And shout out to Tony Barclay Morgan. I saw Tony in the chat room. Shout out to Tony Barclay Morgan. I don't think dual citizenship will pass in Liberia. The folks there don't seem to want the people who were able to get away during the war to come back for numerous reasons. Liberia needs healing. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's generalizing. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I disagree with that because, I do kind of understand what he's saying because, like some people back home, they have the notion that if diasporans come back, they're going to take over everything, Because I even posted something on Facebook recently, right? And I was like, President George Weah should look into bringing educated Liberians back home, and not only bringing them, but also trying to help them with the relocation process. So basically, if they got hired by the government or by a private sector business, they should at least find a house that somebody could live in, have like one car that it could use, you know what I'm saying? Because at least you wouldn't be stressed having to go there and look for a place to live, especially for those people who don't have places to live. And when I posted that, a lot of people got on social media like complaining, what about the professional people that are here in Liberia? Why can't they hire them? Why do they want to bring people from the US and abroad to hire them? I'm like, wow. So I was like, well, the thing about it is you could have a degree in something, but that doesn't mean you have the experience. I know a lot of Nigerians in Charlotte that are engineers and they never worked in the field. Never one day worked in the field. They're driving taxis and doing other things. They have engineering degrees though, but they never worked in the field. I know a lot of them right here in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. So it's like I was like, well, the experience is what the country needs. They need the education, yes, but the experience goes a long way because if you have experience, you could actually go there and be able to jump right into things and get things moving, And but yeah, so I kind of understand what he's saying, but it's just the mindset of some of the people there is kind of backward. But we just, I don't think that's for everybody. So I think some people will be more than happy to work with diasporans. So
okay. All right, cool. Great African, we're waiting on you. I sent the link over. Let's see here. So we're waiting on you, brother, and then we'll close out. Let's see here. Same with my husband. He's an electrical engineer now. He does IT.
Okay.
Yeah, I know those degrees, the cost just to get them, especially in engineering, are expensive.
Right. Right.
Right. So, okay, here we go. Great African.
Hey, I'm on.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Up? Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good. So, yeah, I just want to contribute a little bit to this. I want to just say this. This is what I firmly believe. That in terms of
everybody, where you from? And
okay, I'm from Liberia. I was born in Ganta, Nimba County, which you mentioned.
Right.
So, and I actually have a project right now going on. I've been doing agriculture for the last 5 years, and we're starting to make some progress. So I'm back and forth. But I just want to just say this, and I'm 100% biased, but I'm 100% correct. There's no place on the African continent that offers more opportunities, more accessible opportunity than Liberia. Yes, and I mean that. For me, my focus is agriculture because that's my background. I grew up when I was younger, around my grandparents, and they all they did was farming. So the reason we're doing agriculture, specifically we're branching into rice production, is that Liberians spend $300 million a year importing rice.
Right.
So that's about 90% of what we eat. And we, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, during the slave trade, was known as the rice coast.
Right. And then they will import the slaves from these areas to work in like South Carolina and North Carolina.
Correct.
And
Right.
plant rice. Yeah.
Exactly. So basically we made South Carolina the richest colony in America, in the continental United States at that particular time.
Right.
So, but now the irony of it is we brought America, the United States is the most efficient producer of rice on the planet, and we're importing rice.
Right.
Okay. So specifically, if there are Black farmers who are interested in doing something, definitely that's the way to go. 1/5 of the landmass of the Republic of Liberia is lowland swamp, which is perfect for rice production. 1/5 of the landmass doesn't cost you money. You can't buy swamp. Swamp is owned by the government. You just have to work with the local communities, and you can start working. You can start doing it. So it's not like, for example, Nimba County, thanks to ECOWAS, we have 24-hour electricity. We have electricity, which is Monrovia doesn't have it, but we are a product of overall West African development. So you can go into Nimba and you have access to electricity 24 hours a day. You only use generators as a backup, not as a primary source of electricity. So if you want to start a factory, there's no better place to start it than in Nimba. And then you're 3 hours drive paved roads to Monrovia. Okay, so you have access to the port, you have access to the city within 3 hours. Whereas if you're in the city itself, it's very expensive. You have to, most places you have to be paying $4 per gallon of diesel. So anyway, I just wanted to start with that, and that's just my contribution. You can buy land in Liberia. You don't have, if you're a Black person, you can buy land openly. You have to be careful. There are a lot of crooks everywhere else. So you can buy beachfront properties for $3,000 an acre. I mean, not an acre, a lot.
Right.
Okay. As long as you vet it very, very well.
Right.
Okay. There's nowhere else in Africa that you can do that. Okay. And yet the prices of goods and services in Liberia are just as expensive as anywhere else in the world. It's not cheap to buy things.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like Liberia, as far as the goods like that are imported, are expensive as hell.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But living outside of, like, you eat like a local, you're fine. See, I eat like a local, so I'm good.
Right.
Yeah. Let me ask something real quick about the strategic location of Nimba. So Nimba is bordering with Guinea and Ivory Coast. That's another trade partner. Basically, the Ivory Coast is right there. How many hours do you know how many hours is it from Nimba to Ivory Coast?
Well, you could just hop over the line and you're in Ivory Coast. Or like, for example, if you cross over from like Logatua, you can get to Donalé, which is a decent sized town, probably within an hour from Nimba. Then also on the Guinea side, you can get to a city of Zadakola, which is about 1 million people, which is another couple of hours. So you're strategically located where goods and services coming out of Ivory Coast as well as Guinea.
Right.
The border crossing with Guinea is the second highest revenue generator for the country, second only to the Freeport of Monrovia.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the location that is good. I mean, anywhere in Liberia you can find something to do. But if for us,
also, I want to talk about Yekepa. Yekepa is a town in Nimba Dynasty, and it was used for mine. What were they mining? Was it iron ore or?
Iron ore. They were doing iron ore mining in Yekepa. Right now, there's an Indian company that has a concession to mine iron ore.
Right.
One of the areas that I'm operating, people are actually mining diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just south of the Nimba Mountains. It's a diamond-rich area that hasn't been discovered.
Right.
The country of Liberia is not mapped out like some of the other ones that were colonized and exploited completely by Europeans. So a lot of our resources are still not yet discovered. So you have people that are doing artisanal mining without any scientific things, and they're finding things. They're finding diamonds.
Yeah.
So it's people have to organize. You have to organize. You got to have some serious, real boots on the ground.
Right.
Because you can't just sit 5,000 miles away and manage things.
Right.
So
and Don, that's another thing. Another thing about Nimba is, I don't know if you heard about that, but a lot of people had gold and diamond creeks, like a lot of creeks, little creeks around Nimba County. A lot of people were actually mining gold and diamond out of those creeks.
Wow.
So so the location we're telling you about is a place that Black Americans could go and actually be able to say, look, I'm going to establish this type of business, and they'll be able to as long as they do the research, take their time, they'll be able to be successful with it, if they really put their minds to it. So it's a place that you could grow anything. Another thing is, in Yekepa, it's like a mountainous area. So it's one of the only places in Liberia that actually experience hail. I don't know if it snows on the mountain, but I know it hails on that mountain area. So sometimes the people have to experience, and sometimes the hail are pretty huge, so they have a cool climate compared to most of the country. So that part of the country is very different. They have like a lot of Swedish and Dutch, Swedish, and what's the other group? I think Norwegians, right? That were living there, and they were working with Lamco, the company Lamco. So, I mean, you could elaborate more on that, Great African, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like as far as the climate up north as you go, I would think that would be good for. And I'm in the agriculture sector, so I would think wine, growing grapes,
apples.
Coffee, things like that. But like the most important focus where you could actually make money, if you're able to organize and do mechanized farming of rice, then you'll be able to make money, and then you can expand into a lot of other things. But if you look at the historical significance of Liberia, I get frustrated watching everything. Everybody's running to Gambia, running to other places. Ghana. It's like when I was younger, and I don't want to offend any of my Ghanaians friends.
When you were younger, before the Civil War, everybody should come to Liberia.
Right.
Correct. I mean, we never had a need to leave Liberia, and we were using U.S. dollars. A lot of our teachers were from Ghana, Sierra Leone, like they left their countries to come to Liberia because they could earn U.S. dollars, but we've been brought to our knees because of this civil war that happened, right? But it's also an opportunity to move in. Culturally, if you're an African American, Afro-Caribbean, see, this is another thing that we have to remember too. Liberia, half of the settlers that came from the West also came from the Caribbean.
Right.
Okay? So Liberia is one of the places that you're going to find breadfruit. You're going to find like our food. It's a real mix of like you can't have any better collard greens on the planet than in Liberia. Okay. I challenge anybody. We're talking about jello rice. I think we're pretty much number one or number two.
Liberia has the best jollof rice. I said
right. I mean, even Akon said it too. Akon said the same thing.
And that's because it's a fusion of cultures, man.
It's like in Liberia and Sierra Leone, you're gonna get that Afro fusion.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Sierra Leone and Liberia. Those are two countries that that were basically settled by people. If you do your history, check it out, you'll see that this Back to Africa movement thing is not anything new under the sun.
Right.
But this time when we do it, we have more information. The internet gives you everything you need. You have more information. You can be more strategic, and communication is there. So now is the time. Money moves in groups. Okay, so it's not because of like the Asians being geniuses that Asia rose up. It's just that people decided to invest in Asia. Okay, so Africa is the last economic frontier on the planet.
That's true.
Okay? And Liberia is strategically located within Africa. We're
Right.
smack in the middle of West Africa, and we're right on the coast. We can get to Nigeria. You can get all the way up to Senegal. And then if you want to go internal West Africa, Liberia is this place. Just put an X right there, and you're in the middle. Okay.
Right.
When politics and conflict was not an issue, Pan Am used to have a direct flight from New York to Liberia, and they used Roberts International Airport as the hub to get to the rest of Africa.
Well, Delta used to fly direct from Atlanta to Monrovia.
Yeah.
Delta did. Delta, but see, our airport wasn't upgraded at that time, so to stop the flights. And but anyway, that is a hidden opportunity, is Liberia. Okay.
Right.
And a lot of Liberians in Liberia understand America. They've been to America, whether they've been there and been deported or they were there and moved back. They understand American culture. There's not going to be like a huge cultural divide, between people in the diaspora and Liberia.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I want to piggyback on a point you made earlier. So I think you talked about a history of Nimbadians that were taken in as slaves and brought here. I want you to just elaborate on that, and if you know books and stuff that people could maybe read, because I would like to read a little bit more about that. I've seen a couple of videos online. Actually, I saw like real old videos of during the slavery time that basically these colonizers went actually in Nimba and saw how the people were living. I've seen video documentaries, but I would like to, if you know about books and stuff, can you just bring them up so that way I can look up some?
I can say this. Specifically, a lot has not been written about Liberia in general. Okay.
Right.
However, what I know is the town that I was born in, Ganta, was a major slave trading post. Okay, when they brought slaves in from inland and before they got them to the coast. Okay, I can tell you this. Look up the history of rice production. There's a lady by the name of Dr. Elder Fields Black. She wrote 2 books. I don't have the names of them right now. Dr. Elder Fields Black. Okay. Through 23andMe, I found out that she's my third cousin, my fourth cousin. Okay.
What?
Yes, she wrote, and I connected with her before I realized that she was my fourth cousin, because she wrote 2 books. And the reason she wrote these books and had interest in the African origin of rice production in America was because somebody who was snatched up by Portuguese, and brought to the Americas, told a story that they were growing rice, and that's how they got captured. Okay.
Wow.
So we share a third great grandmother, according to this whole 23andMe thing. But I connected with her just because of a common interest in rice production. Okay. And she had wrote some books about it. And and interestingly, that's what piqued her interest in it. She actually went to Sierra Leone thinking that maybe that's where they like it. Yeah. But it turns out,
Don, as you see the significance of that, right? Because basically what he's saying is the people were taken from that area. They came here, of course, later on, we all know Black Americans went back in the 1800s, 1822, right? 1822 It's when they really
Sure.
started going back, but they established Liberia in 1847. But the whole idea is they were taken from that area mainly and brought. I mean, it was really not only Liberia, but I know Ghana had slave posts, Nigeria, and some of the other countries in West Africa as well. But that particular area, though, they took slaves from there, came here, they did the rice cultivation. Later on, they went back. So it's like we are really just the same people. When you really
Coming
look
back.
at it, we are the
Right.
same people. You know, it's just, but you know, and that's why I don't like when it comes to the whole Americans and natives in Liberia conversation. I don't like that because if you look at the historical facts, we are the same people. So it's like, why are you trying to constantly bring divide amongst us when we are really the same people, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's right now it's just time to organize and make money. Otherwise, it's gonna be like the other countries, you know, where
exactly.
all the prime areas are owned by Asians and Europeans. Okay,
Right.
but for Liberia, it's somewhat being preserved. You understand? And our population is not huge. So, uh, but anybody that's serious about investing in Africa, you need to take a look at Liberia. You have
That's
to take a
true.
look at Liberia. It has to be on your map. And then you need to hook up with people who understand the cultures and people that can guide you so that you don't get taken. It's like anywhere else. If you go
Right.
there with rose-colored glasses, you will be taken advantage of.
Right.
Right.
You know.
And I'll say this about Africa. I don't know about Nigeria and some of the other countries, but Ghana specifically. I lived in Sierra Leone and Ghana. In Ghana, you cannot be a foreigner and just own a business outright. You're gonna have to partner with a Ghanaian. And actually,
Thing with Nigeria.
exactly. Actually, that Ghanaian would have to be the face of the business. So it can't just be you going in there and setting up shop. You would have to be like a investor in the background. You know, that you have to do that. Liberia is not like that. You know,
No.
if you go there, you could partner up with people, but you know, they could know like, yeah, this man owns the business, you know, whether you're white or black or whatever. So that's the
Yeah.
difference with Liberia, you know.
Exactly. So Liberia was, like they set up Liberia to get rid of free black people. They didn't like it. It was a threat to the institution of slavery to
Right.
have these free black people that were highly intelligent, articulate, speaking out against slavery. It wasn't good for the slave masters, you know.
Right.
So yeah, we have some ugly things in our history, and as far as our foundation and the motivation behind setting up Liberia, okay. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, we actually became a country. We survived. We survived the scramble for Africa. We did lose
Right.
territory. Look at the map of Liberia in 1857. It was much
Right.
bigger than what it is now.
Right.
That's
Okay.
true.
And the fact that we have our capital, Monrovia, to me, that's the equivalent of a Confederate statue. Cannot have our country, our capital named after a slaveholder, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, it might be revisionist or whatever, but just somehow it doesn't settle right. But we just have to get our money on, our game on, taking control of our economy. Then we can start addressing some of these, issues. If you're broke trying to change something, you can't change it. Nobody's going to listen to you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So the original place, it was called Ducor. That's what it was
Right.
called. The native people called it Ducor. But then
Like
this whole
hotel, like
Moravian
hotel.
movement.
Like
Yeah,
hotel.
exactly. That's like if you know like the language, the indigenous, like my language, we call Morovia Ducople, okay, meaning Ducor town, right? So those are the original names. But I mean, that's all face dressing. The real issue is got to get the control of the economy.
That's true.
Then we can start addressing some of those things. We don't need, Monrovia. To hell with James Monroe. He's a
Right.
slave owner. He owned 40 some odd slaves. We as a free country, a country that was founded by freed American slaves. Now we're naming it after freaking slave owners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just anyway. We can't change some of these things, but that's it. They try to trick people. They try to find a solution to this whole slave thing, and it was not meant to be positive. But we turned it into something positive. We became a nation. Okay.
Right.
So then we need to now take control and actually start producing.
That's true.
Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. I'll start off with you, Red African. Anything you'd like to share in closing?
Well, I'm good. I'm just repeating myself, but I just say, listen, look at Liberia, put Liberia on your map, and connect with me. I'm on YouTube. I don't have a big channel, nothing like that, but you can follow my journey as I build up, and so every so often we'll put up videos of like some of the projects that we have going, and that's it. So if you want to connect with me.
No, Mezonic, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I mean, check out my music, check out the radio station app that I have, Mezonic Radio app, and make sure to download the app, share with friends. I mean, it's 24-hour music. You could skip songs if you don't like. I have albums out, different projects. And just follow me because, again, I'm going to jump into this farming project pretty soon. I think the rainy season is about to start, so I have to wait for a little while.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it is about to start. And it lasts
it's going. We're transplanting. We're in the middle of transplanting rice right now. We got 11 acres that we're transplanting as we speak. And we're doing seed multiplication. So next year, we're going to do 100 acres.
Wow. So,
ultimate goal,
I'll be starting that project hopefully by October, and just follow me if you're interested in learning more about agriculture or farming, Liberia, or even just want to find out more about doing business. Feel free to contact me and we'll have a discussion. Other than that, thank you so much, Dinah, for having me on this platform, and I hope you guys support my work.
No problem. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Again, like, share, subscribe. Go cop a shirt, go cop a book, go to Amazon.com. And when you go to DynastyMirror.com, the links to the shirts and the books will be there. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.